Alright guys, this is my first time recording a video for you guys. Gonna be playing my Windwalker Monk. This is a full prideful set, all reforged to haste and crit. Some of my gems are a little off, such as I have 80 agility, 120 stam in some of them, and then 80 agility, 80 PvP power. Unfortunately, I don't do a lot of PvE, so I am really lacking on gold. So until I make some gold back, there's gonna be, those gems are there to stay. In terms of where I am in terms of rating, I'm 1434, 1590, and 1564. My guild's just getting rated Battlegrounds going. In terms of my hotkeys, they're here. I don't have a Razor Naga. I'm using a Razor Death Adder. Never really gotten big into MMOs until World of Warcraft, and then eventually finally picked one up. So let's get this going. I usually queue random Battlegrounds. I avoid Strand of the Ancient just because Alliance always loses and it's really boring to play.
Ready.
Alright, some of you guys might be wondering what this macro is. This is my RSK and Brew macro. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and macroed Rising Sun Kick and then Brew. So the way this works is, essentially, if I have Brew up, it gives me a free Rising Sun Kick, basically. So it immediately, if I have 2 stacks of Brew up, what happens is when I Rising Sun Kick, it immediately casts Brew afterwards and gives me 2 Chi back. So that way I can RSK straight into Blackout Kick. Probably not the best way to do things, just because with Healing Elixir, I can't really control, I'll end up, if I'm at full health, I'll end up wasting a couple elixirs. However, I'm not one of the professional gamers and things like that. And usually I'm paying attention to other stuff. So, to make it really nice and simple for me, I've gone ahead and done that. Again, that's because, I'm not 2400 rated. I'm not sitting there looking at, my healing elixir when it's up, things like that. So, I keep it pretty casual. I like to, like I said, I'm only around 1500, and that makes it really simple for me to use Brew. It also makes it really simple for me to burst, because essentially I get a free Rising Sun Kick every so often. My Russian Jade Wind, I also have Brew slapped on. That way, when I do use it the first couple times, it does give me 2 Chi as well. The reason I have it macroed like this is so that I'm always using Brew as soon as I can, and overall I think my damage is more sustained than if I use it separately, which I do have hotkeyed as well. but when I use this separately, you know, it would be more for bursting. But like I said, you know, I'm not a really that good of a player, but that's why I went ahead and macroed it to those two skills. I used to have, I played around with macroing Brew to Blackout Kick. However, you do get that free proc where you can get a free Blackout Kick or a free Tiger's Palm, and the issue with that was when those procced and I had 4 chi, then essentially my Chi Brew would be completely wasted because it would attempt to give me 2 chi when I already had 4. So by putting it with Rising Sun Kick, and since it's only on an 8-second cooldown, I can, at least that way, I make sure that none of my Chi Brew is really wasted on generating more chi when I don't need it. So that's my explanation on that. I mean, I know a lot of you guys who are probably better players than I am are like, well, that's dumb, but, you know, that's why I'm not 2400 or whatever. Yeah, this is really bad. I mean, Alliance always with a Alteric Valley and IOC, so unfortunately it makes farming a little bit more difficult. I do have a friend, I'm on Hydral due to a friend I used to work with. You know, he got me back to playing because the last time I played with Rat was Lich King, and I played a Ret Paladin, but you know, when I came over to the server, I was kind of overwhelmed by how little Alliance there were, and it was pretty difficult to farm up because if you were under geared going in, and you know, as in you didn't have someone carrying you in arenas, trying to farm honor or conquest is really hard through PGs, because if you queued for AV or IOC, it would take, you know, a decent bit of time to queue in. If you... Uh-oh. You know, so if you went ahead and queued just Alteric Valley and IOC, like I said, you know, you'd kind of get screwed because it'd take forever to, you know, go through. And I did not get death off. Yeah, so the way I have it set up as well is my tab. My tab is on target players only, and then I usually swap around between if I need to target pets, I'll do that manually by clicking. Again, probably not the best way of doing things, but it works for the time being. And that was really good healing, I guess. I don't know. I can't heal. I heal poorly in PvP. When I played my Ret Paladin, I played Holy for PvE, but tried it a couple times in PvP and just got my face wrecked. So I don't try not to do that anymore.
Storm bolt. Intimidating shout.
Stop running.
Scatter shot. Trinket evasion down.
There we go.
Presence of mind.
Yeah, not gonna let him escape. You know.
Ascendance. Combustion.
I think I've been watching too many people's streams where they make sure they kill everybody. Like everybody, so.
Trinketed. Ascendance. Mystic range.
Yeah, I'm not really playing objectives in this one, just because I'm kind of, you know, I just got back from lifting and kind of tired, so I'm just kind of dicking around. but since no one's grabbing these guys, might as well go for it. In terms of damage, I feel like Windwalkers do a lot of damage. They're really squishy, in my opinion anyway. You know, they're not... Oh, apparently we're in already. You know, it's not horrible. The best way I would describe it would be like if you took a Rep Paladin, a Warrior, and a Rogue, and you put them into one, and you took all of it and you smashed it into one class. That's kind of how I feel. You know, I mained a Warrior during Burning Crusade, and I PvP'd a lot, and then also played a Rogue. And with Rogues, I feel like they were a lot better off in Burning Crusade. They had a lot more utility. You know, this was when every class didn't have, you know, hundreds of CCs. So I felt Rogues were in a better place there. Now though, with, you know, having to build combo points and using and having to swap the combo points over and things like that, I don't know, I just feel like the Windwalker monks play a lot more similar to the way you know, Rogues used to play, to me anyway. And as a result, that's why I went ahead and made a Windwalker Monk. And making a Windwalker Monk, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, this is the first tune that I got full prideful on. You know, I really like it. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of the mobility, like the gap closers, like Warriors do. So instead of charge, you get rolling. You get roll and you know, flying serpent kick. So it's not just, you know, you target and you're there, but for the most part, I think it's you can kind of compare it. Charge. If we had a charge on Windwalker monks, it'd be awesome. But you know, for the most part, it's a gap closer. Tiger's Lust, which is on my shift 1 for myself, and then F8 for my partner for 2s. You know, I think of it as Hand of Freedom for Paladins. Breaks CCs, gives you a little speed boost, so it works really well. This is a guy from our guild. He's finally geared up. It's really nice. His Holy Paladin is pretty much unkillable. Well, I can't kill him. I don't know. You know, you guys, better players, may be able to, but I can't. Anyway, so that's kind of what that is. Right now I'm currently grinding out Honor and Conquest to get my healing set going. I am going to go build a Mistweaver set. I currently have these 2 pieces. However, I did hit the 2700, and hitting the 2700 lets me buy the prideful gear using Honor. So that's something I'm looking forward to and trying to learn how to heal in PvP. I might just give up and go Brewmaster or something and be a flag carrier. Well, I don't even think I'd be a flag carrier. I might just, you know, not ever play my second spec, but for the most part, you know, because this guy's capped out in full prideful already, there's no reason why, you know, I shouldn't get the healing set. Let's see, in terms of rogues, you know, you get a lot of CC, you get the Fist of Fury, leg sweep, you know, 2 stuns. It's not as many as the rogue, but you do get paralysis. And the best part about this is that it is all on a relatively short cooldown. You know, so the way I play is a lot like if you were playing a rogue and you had to go toe-to-toe with someone because your cooldowns are down or whatever. Karma, I think of it as a paladin bubble that does damage, so that's really nice. It, you know, lets you get some breathing room. I have a macro called Oh Shit. Basically, this is my Oh God, I'm Screwed macro, so it casts Expel Harm, Diffuse Magic, if I chose that talent, which right now I'm using Healing Elixir. It uses a Health Stone, and then it casts Fortifying Brew. So that's kind of how that works. let's see. Other macros I have is obviously the Swifty macro. So, you know, as Bajira says, get shit on. So I cast Tiger Eye Brew. I use my trinket. I cast Energizing Brew, and if I had Zoom the Tiger, because he's on a 3-minute cooldown, I don't really like using him unless I'm, you know, absolutely bursting, going for that target. So if I use Zoom the Tiger, he's in this macro. Usually I just use Russian Jade Wind because I have a little more control over that. I can pop it when I need to, and I can use it as often as I want to. So it's great if I have a pocket healer or two, and I'm just sitting around doing tons of AoE damage, things like that. So here's one. I just popped Spear Hand. I'm not really sure why. He's stunned, and then lock him down. So the changes in the new expansion, I saw. So is that Fist of Fury is not going to restun. I think that actually is kind of fair, because for the most part, from what I've read, the way to kind of kill to trinket the Fist of Fury is that you kind of need to wait for the tick to go and then you trinket. While that's kind of nice and all, it kind of does depend on latency and, you know, your skill level, things like that. And if you're just a little bit off, you essentially wasted a trinket, which, you know, I don't quite think that's that fair. If you think about people who fear constant, like, chain-to-chain fears, at least you're using a trinket to break it, and it's, you know, two separate skills. Or at least I think it is anyway, like the fear and the horrifying. So in terms of that, like I said, you know, I think it's fair that they're doing that. I don't like the fact that they're removing, from what I read anyway, that they're removing, they're getting rid of Touch of Death. You know, that was an execute move for us. You know, it didn't go through, like, say, Purgatory on DKs, but it did pretty much guarantee a kill. I think 10% was fine. You know, I don't think it was too overpowered. I think you know, most people run it with the glyph that makes it, you know, no chi required, but on a 3-minute cooldown. You know, I think that's pretty reasonable, especially in, like, Battlegrounds. I can see it being a little more unfair for, say, 2s, just because, you know, once you down someone, you're pretty much set. But again, you know, at 10%, it's not really that big of a deal in my mind, but we'll see. I do like the Fist of Fury change so that it always does the maximum damage to your main target, and then it splits some damage between your off targets. I think that's really awesome because it does make things a little more fair, if you will, because that way, you know, like for instance in some PvP, you can help a person out by running into a Fist of Fury to mitigate some of the damage, and that way you can kind of save your healer sometimes. But you know, I do like that change, and like I said, the restun thing I think was a relatively fair change as well. I don't like the jab going up to 50 energy. I think it's going to make it a lot less spammy. I do like a spammy playstyle, just because I kind of get bored. But you know, I mean, it is whatever. Kill that. guy real quick. I'm gonna sit through this fear. Honestly, the CC I hate the most is fear, just because you run away from the target. You know, as a melee class, that's really annoying, I guess. I always forget to use Tiger's Lust too. I know I'm bad, but like I said, I'm having fun recording this. A couple of my friends wanted to see it, so I figured I'd make a video. Sap that guy, get my slow off. And he's pretty much dead. The orbs going away. You know, I really like the orbs just because in arenas I like to set my Transcendence and then 3 orbs, and then that way if I'm in trouble I can just, when I pop Transcendence, I immediately get healed, and I don't have to worry about, oh, do I have enough energy or whatnot to actually use it. I might die here. We're gonna get a grapple weapon off, and then this is what I was talking about in terms of mobility. So the Flying Serpent Kick, you know, in my mind it is better than Charge because you can use it as an escape or as a, you know, gap closer. The thing I don't like about it is that you go straight. You know, yeah, I know it wouldn't be fair if you could just target something and then you go, or if you could if you could turn, that would be pretty overpowering. However, you know, if I could, I would love for it to do that, just because, you know, who doesn't want their class to be overpowered, right? So, let's see, classes I have the most trouble against would be definitely mages, just because of all the slows and the relatively short cooldown on freeze. I think Monk's weakness is that once you do get CC'd, you take a lot of damage if you have your cooldowns down, if you will. So Touch of Karma is on a minute and a half, and it's only what, 25 yards. So it's relatively difficult to you know, if it's down, you know, you're not really going to be able to use it to defend yourself, obviously, if it's down. But at the same time, you know, if you're frozen in place from a mage and you can't get out of it, you're just taking huge damage, you know, from all the spells. Like I said, I don't really know which one it is. Usually they just pop everything at that point and I just drop. But so, you know, up against mages, I do like to take Diffuse Magic just because it gives me kind of a anti-magic shield kind of skill. Makes this so that I can, if I do get CC'd, which you will, it kind of lets you have a little more survivability there. But yeah, once your roll, Flying Serpent Kick, you know, your Trinket, your Nimblebird are down, and you're getting CC'd, it's pretty rough. And you're pretty swishy. So, you know, I think I did okay. Surprised this Windwalker did that much more damage, but I'm just running around doing whatever, so it wasn't too bad. But it's always good to see Windwalkers. You know, I was reading a lot of the guides. Shout out to PwndaTV and Lightning for their guides and YouTube videos, things like that. Those are what I watch to learn. But you know, I was reading some of the guides online, and some people said that in certain battlegrounds, rated battlegrounds, you know, there's no point in bringing a monk or things like that. You know, I do rated battlegrounds on my monk. That's because he's the most geared, and you know, my guild is just getting started with rated battlegrounds. However, I do think that, you know, monks do pretty well in, you know, because we can do a lot of damage. We have defenses. We heal ourselves. You know, Chi Wave heals ourselves. Expel Harm heals ourselves. If you take healing elixirs, which, yeah, if you take healing elixirs, you heal yourself. There's a lot of self heals that the monk class has, and as a result, I think it's really nice because it takes some of that pressure off the healers if you're just going 1v1 or 1v2, and it also kind of helps to heal yourself versus, like, say, a lot of other classes, you kind of have to cast something on yourself, and whether it's a hot or it's a cast spell, a one-time thing, you know, you still have to kind of stop and do that. Whereas the Windwalker is a lot of instant stuff. The orbs are really nice. You have that transcendence, so you can, if you're running around trying to just pick off stragglers, you can set a transcendence. You go in, but you get jumped by, say, 2 rogues. You can transcendence out, flying serpent kick away, and you're safe, and you don't have that downtime of respawning. The way I see it is, you know, like I said before, I think the Windwalker Monk class is a good hybrid between warriors, paladins, and rogues. I'm pretty sure some people would disagree, but that's just the way I feel about the class, which is why I really like it. I really enjoy playing my rogue. I really enjoy playing my warrior, who's not geared, and I really like playing Ret Paladin, so back in Lich King. So with this guy, you know, like I said, I think it's really nice. Dropping the orbs in the new expansion and going to Surging Mist. I don't like I said before, I don't like that because you can't just drop orbs by your Transcendence point. And, you know, when you Transcendence to it, you instantly heal up with no energy because the orb's already there. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I doubt Blizzard really cares too much about what a bunch of Windwalkers are saying. I mean, I guess it is kind of fair because the orbs were getting kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. There could be a chance to revert it. You know, no one really knows. I am pretty happy about the Ascendance getting buffed. If Ascendance, because when Ascendance gets buffed, you know, we would be, I think anyway, we would be switching from what's it called? From haste and crit to haste and mastery. I think that'd be a good change. Because unless they redid the skills, I don't have a beta invite, so I'm just speculating. Again, you know, just guessing at what's going to happen. The mastery impacts, you know, how many stacks of Tiger Eye Brew you generate, and the more mastery you have, the more chance of you generating a additional stack, basically. So with that in mind, I think that when Ascendance gets buffed, because they said they were, I don't know if they said what the change was, the buff is to Ascension is going to be. But if they do make that change, then what's going to be nice is, again, you know, we would probably go with haste to make up for the increased energy cost on things, and then again mastery, so that you know, we can. So here's where I'm going to run in. You know, I pick a target, I get the armor off, and I just sit here and tank. I pop my oh shit button. You know, probably shouldn't really panic and do that right away, just because. You know, it does mitigate some of the damage done, but anyway, so, like I said, it's awesome because because, you know, Karma is a bubble that also damages people. So, bit off a little more than I can handle, but for the most part, it's not terrible. So yeah, so back to the whole town setup. Like I said, I don't know what Ascension is getting changed to. I really hope that it does. The buff makes it worth it over Chi Brew, because having that 5th energy is actually, or the 5th Chi point is actually really nice to have, because it goes with Tiger Palm really well, nicely and really well. You know, like I said, if things stand the way they do, I can see people reforging, or gemming, rather, because I think reforging is gone, I'm not sure. I can see people gemming haste and mastery instead of haste and crit. But we'll see. So, Vader just came on. He's our guild's mage. Really good mage. So I can definitely see, I'm going to see if he wants to do some 2s, and I'll get some 2s footage. And, you know, hopefully it's not footage of us just losing, because that would be kind of embarrassing. But anyway. So, like I said, I'm not really looking to play objectives right now. I know it kind of sucks, but I'm just following people around, doing whatever I want, kind of thing. This guy is going to pick up really well.
Rapid fire.
So, this guy's just on me. One of the classes I hate the most is Hunters, just because I think they're really annoying to deal with. I just messed up that roll, that's going to cost me. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of issues that I have with playing this class is sometimes I roll too far, and I roll past, and it gets really, and it kind of, yeah, it really sucks. Like I said, I'm not really that great, but, yeah, that's the only down part to that, is sometimes you do roll too far. You know, because I'm always on my, I'm trying to gear up my warrior. I've played this guy in, you know, a couple weeks. Yesterday was the first time I played him in a week. So I'm just trying to get used to everything again. For the most part, I set up all my hotkeys similar. I use R and T mainly as CCs. Generally speaking, I like to use shorter CCs. But you know, that's just me. Yeah, so, there's Touch of Death. Alright. Yeah, usually, when I'm doing 2s, I'm usually running around screaming, like, let me touch you, I need to touch you to death. That's because, like, I don't, as you can see, I don't use a lot of add-ons. So when their health gets kind of low, and I estimate it to be about 10%, I just start spamming my F1 key, which is the Touch of Death. Probably not the most efficient way of playing things, but, yeah. I don't really have, any better ideas. I know I can probably get fancy, you know, frame loadout, but I'm lazy, and I haven't done that yet, and I haven't really found one I like. So for the time being, I'm just using the stock one.
Balancing shot.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
You know, I'm glad Chi Wave is not getting touched. Because if Chi Wave got touched, I'd be a little upset. Take the Hunter's weapon. Karma him just in case. Paralyze. Slow. Rising Sun Kick. That was a poor mistake. But doesn't matter. You know, 25-second cooldown, short enough that it's not going to be life and death. At, you know, at this point anyway.
Counter spell. Intimidating shot.
I do have weak auras on, of course, that's just to keep track of my Tiger Palm. You know, I'm definitely not being as effective as I could in terms of, you know, making sure I'm not using my chi wastefully. I hate fears. They last so long, and my trinket is always down. But take his weapon. You know, this is
Shield wall. Blade strike. Cry. Rapid fire.
yeah, I'm not doing too well.
Range. Pommel. Shield wall down. Spell reflection.
Right, well,
deterrence.
I guess we should go for the cart. That would be the smart thing to do, I think.
Deterrence down.
I don't really know how to play this battleground. I'm not gonna lie. Generally speaking, I just run around and you know, kill things. I'm usually not the, you know, the cart carrier or whatever. So, panic, turns. Now I got everybody snared. That's one person dead. And there we go.
Disarm.
It's too far away.
I found anti-magic shell. Vampiric blast. Deterrence. Spellbound. Deterrence screen. Survival instinct. Bark skin. Home. Shot. Anything shot. Staggering blind.
Oh, this is bad.
Predator wings. Flash. Desecrated ground. Shot.
Oh, didn't get karma off. Yeah, and that's why I'm bad. But like I said, you know, I think a Windwalker Monk does a lot of damage. I don't know how geared these guys are. I could look them up, but NVIDIA's new graphics driver, combined with the WoW client, apparently when you tab out, it freezes the WoW client, and you have to Control Delete, end it, then restart the client, and it's just really, really annoying. That's why, you know, if I'm looking stuff up, I usually just do it on my phone or on my other computer.
Master's Call. Divine Hymn. Mind Freeze.
Not sure if that guy noticed the priest sitting there. But, you know, letting a priest sit there is usually not a good idea. So that guy's dead too. That puts me 10 mil.
Staggering shout. Berserker range.
I don't use detox as often as I should. You know, that's something that I'm learning how to do. You know, I do need to use it more often. You know, I think I should put that on one of my mouse keys and weave it in while I'm, you know, if I'm doing damage or whatever, I should be using it. Might actually end up putting it at the end of my oh shit macro. I think that would be a good place to put it. That way I at least make sure I detox, you know, if I'm in trouble. I don't really know, you know, if
I can't cast it. Not ready.
yeah, so I mean, I went 11-3, not great, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, that was a couple BGs. Like I said, this is my first video, so hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna try to get some 2s going and some 3s, and then put them up, and we'll see how that goes. So this is pretty much evidence that I don't PvE and I don't quest a lot, because I finally just did 5 daily quests completed. So, alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.